Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com back again with another video on the D750, which I've had here for a few weeks now from Nikon and really enjoyed shooting with. So following that, what I want to tell you or give you is the big three things, the top three things that I really like the best. My favorite three things about the D750. Now, image quality is probably right up there, if not the top. It's one of the top three, and that includes the incredible high ISO abilities of this. You really have to play with this. If you've got experience with the D4S, you'll know what I'm talking about, because the 750, I've heard some people even saying they like the high ISO image files better than their D4S, and I can see why, because the D750 is shooting just amazing at high ISOs. 6400, no problem. 12800, surprisingly, you could use them for a lot of things. Some people may say, oh, well, there's a little bit of grain in there, but there's really not, and it's not a bad looking grain. It's something, I would say 12,008 is the new limit with the D750 for me and for where I'm shooting, that I'm still comfortable to use those files without really worrying at all about the noise. You can certainly go higher and then edit them in Lightroom, but the point here is that overall the image quality, 24 megapixels, beautiful full frame goodness, and incredible high ISO abilities and dynamic range. This is one of the best performing cameras out there right now, folks, as far as quality of the image files coming out of it. It's hard to beat the 750. Next up, I've said it before and I'll say it again, but putting the flip screen on here, kudos to Nikon. One of my favorite things, because this is really one of the only pro level DSLRs that we have a flip screen on. And it's got a very nice solid hinge on it. You know, for the people that say, oh, it's a weak point, you'd really have to abuse this for this to become a weak point. Like, I don't know, you're gonna jam a wrench in there or a crowbar and try and pry it off, sure, it'll break. But that same motion would have broke your fixed LCD screen. So anyways, really like the fact that we are able to, I mean, I like just to be able to stand and look down at the screen rather than, it's easier on the knees for those of us who are getting older, and it just gives us a lot of better ways to shoot angle-wise without having to be right down in front of the camera, because you can maneuver this in and out. Again, I wish it was a touchscreen, but I gotta hand it to Nikon, because one of the first DSLRs out there in a pro level camera to give us a maneuverable, a moving LCD. So kudos again to Nikon for that, and it's one of my top three favorite things I like about the D750. The other thing I would have to say is probably the autofocus. There's lots to like about the 750, but this is not only class leading, but the D750, I don't know that there's anything out there that can really beat it. I think it's probably as good as the D4S, maybe even better. And you know, it's a new body, so it's had some tweaks. It's Nikon's newest, so this is understandable. But they've certainly held nothing back on autofocus with the D750. Just a solid offering as far as autofocus goes from the D750. Fast acquisition, accurate, speed is blindingly fast. You're gonna love the autofocus on this. So that's my top three things, my three favorite things that I like about the D750, that I've enjoyed about it, shooting with it for 3 weeks here. I'm gonna be sad to see this go. As I mentioned in a past video, the D750 is probably my favorite DSLR. Well, it is my favorite DSLR out right now. This is what I would buy if I was in the market for a DSLR. Pretty much cost notwithstanding. I would take this over a D4S, a 1DX Canon, 5D Mark III, any of the other D810. This is my favorite DSLR right now. So anyways, folks, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If there's something you wanted to know about the 750 from my experiences with it, let me know. I'll see if I can answer them for you. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon with more on the D750. We'll be back with a review of the lens, and we'll keep you up to date with what's going on in the world of photography, videography, and technology right here at artoftheimage.com. Thanks a lot, folks.